everybody. We are so excited to be here. I am Kelly Segon. I am going to be your dungeon master for NDND. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I could do usually a better siren, but that one's okay. I'm really excited to do this. I have been wanting to play at a table with all natives for a very long time. Being, Tuscarora and being out in LA, it's been a fun dance going from where I'm from to where I'm now, building a beautiful community in LA. And some of these folks here are just wonderful extensions of that. They're amazing performers, writers, storytellers, actors. Holy moly, you've been waiting for them. Here they are. Let's start with Joseph Clift.
Okay, hey everybody, my name is Joey Clift. I'm a writer, comedian, personality, and I'm an enrolled member of the Cowlitz Indian tribe, and I love D&D. I'm one of those people that, like, I played it a ton in high school, and then I kind of dropped off in my adult life just because, like, folks get busy. And, I'm so excited that Kelly asked me to participate in this because, I don't know, I love smashing goblins. That's super fun. And I'm also a really big cat guy, which you will see very quickly with my character.
Yes, he did not hold back. And we'll talk more about that. We'll jump into the game and you can see who all of these amazing people are playing and going to be taking you on this journey with. Moving down the line, we got Lucas Brown Eyes. Brown, brown, brown.
Hi, I'm Lucas Brown Eyes. I'm a TV writer, comedian, everything Joey is, and then some. I'm a dog person. I got a little dog, 3 legs, all heart. But yeah, I just, I always live in a fantasy land. People are like, Lucas, you're deluded. You need help. Seriously, we're worried about you. So naturally, I came to D&D to, explore that.
To lean further into it instead of away from it. Just to jump in even further. Love it, Lucas. And down the line we go to Siena East. I'm doing worse and worse each time.
Yeah, the air horn's definitely running out of air each time you press it. It's just like.
Hello, I'm Siena, Choctaw Nation, Oklahoma. Super happy to be here. I am a writer, comedian, actor, person, that whole thing. And I can barely count, so I just want everyone to bear with me. Counting, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division were things that I've always struggled with, and I will continue to struggle. So we're in this together.
We are indeed. We're all in this together, as you will find out very interestingly. Definitely not like a High School Musical setting. This is very different as we jumped in. We have some context. We have played a couple of session zeros together, gotten everyone familiar. Everyone's starting new. So if you're new to it and you're kind of stepping in and trying to get your feet wet, hopefully here you can learn a little bit about it and play along with us. Yay. Down the line we go. Azie, Dungey.
Dungey.
Dungey. I said your name, Dungey. I'm sorry about that. I added an N in there.
Cool. There's so many ways to say my name. Hey, I'm Azie, and I am Pamunkey Indian from Virginia. That's where the tribe is from. I am a writer and an actor, and I guess now I'm a producer, which really just means that I sit on set for like 16 hours a day and people ask me questions I pretend to know the answer to and hope that everything goes okay. I've worked on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and 20s and a few others, and now I'm on a new show called Girls 5 Eva.
Oh, well, that's exciting. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you learn something new every day.
We got the big scoop.
Wait, what's something on set that people have asked you that you felt the most like, oh, I'm making up this answer?
When they ask me where an actor is.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, they're like over there somewhere.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
I saw him by crap. I thought I saw him by the food tent.
I don't know.
Skill sets that Dungeons and Dragons will apply to every day in your life. It's just like, yeah, they're over there somewhere. That guy was crazy.
But I love
love it.
pretend, and so I'm excited to play pretend with you crazy guys.
I know, I'm excited too. This is really special, obviously, to all of us, but we're excited to invite people in who we don't know into this too, and be like, hey, we're here. I'm just so excited. And you'll hear that a lot, and it'll be very obnoxious. And I'm going to try it very hard for it to not influence my DM and still be as brutal as I often am. But it's going to be hard for me because I love y'all very much. And I'm going to be like, soft spot, you're touching me. Okay, moving down the line. Benny, Sully.
Hi, my name's Benny Wayne Sully. I am an actor, and I'm Shichangu Lakota. I'm an enrolled member of the Rosewood Sioux Reservation. And I'm excited. I've never played D&D before. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of things. Don't drag me too much.
Also, I'm Oglala Lakota. I'm his neighbor. I forgot to say that.
Pine Ridge.
Pine Ridge.
Yes, they showed up and snuck in, 2 of them. Everybody else gets 1 rep. But
We're a package deal.
We're forever rivals, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Right,
I love how
We
you're
don't
both
know.
like also wearing like black shirts, like with like we're all kind of like rocking this like graphic tee, some of us, and it's very. Listen, everybody, you know what you're picking up. You know what you're taking in here. You're taking in all of this beauty. So get ready for a lot of fun shirts, a lot of beautiful jewelry, a lot of strong choices.
I just want everybody to note that my T-shirt matches my bedspread. So I really went all out for this.
Yes, welcome not only into our hearts but into our homes.
Yeah.
I have more books than that.
Yes, more books than that. Please be forgiving, as you know, we're clearly just recording from home, so no high tech here, just a lot of heart, a lot of just kids jumping on the internets trying to do the AOL speed dial-ups version of what this new sort of reality is for a bit.
I don't think any of us can flex as much as Siena, who has a water fountain behind her. We're just
Yeah, I wish I had a water fountain.
Happening.
My mom, she's doing her classes, and my brother's studying today, so I can't be in his room. So I came with her, and I'm sitting.
Oh,
that
is so cool.
awesome.
Cool.
We thoroughly support that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly jealous of having a water fountain.
Let the
Yeah.
boys right behind me.
For a second, I thought that was just like a Zoom background. But if you have an actual water fountain, wow, you win.
Yeah.
Listen, if you don't have a water fountain behind you, good luck. Upgrade your life
Yeah.
to get to
we're gonna
that
make it.
position.
My water fountain's in front of me. It's on the other side of this camera.
Yes, we forgot to mention, like, we all have water fountains somewhere.
Yeah.
On the inside or the outside. Water fountains. Anyhow, that's really observant. You'll see us observe things that you maybe wouldn't have noticed. Be ready for a lot of this. And we're just so excited to play and to share a story with you guys. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I'm doing a homebrewed world. We've all established sort of some hometowns or some backstory, and eventually we'll bring that all to light. It'll all come to you. You know how it is. Welcome to NDND, the OG Storytellers Club. Hey.
Ba-ba-ba.
So I'll begin to set the scene. It has been a very long day once more. Chante won't stop running ahead of everybody else on the path. Jarfield, you are really, really sleuthing along in all of the tall grass in this meadow that you guys have now entered. P, you're gonna been hanging out behind, chatting with Eucalyptus about everybody running around you. Just trying to get to this next destination. And Ikto, what are you doing?
You know, I'm observing. I'm chilling.
Yeah, you're falling even further behind the rest of the group.
I'm taking up the rear.
Yeah, so I'll say that you even summoned like a small swarm of rats to like carry you. So
Cool.
you're kind of like the laziest you can be at this moment, as everybody else is pushing forward, and you're just striking up a really nice conversation with these rats. Can we cut in to see kind of just what this chat is happening? What chat's happening?
Yeah, so I'm saying, guys, it would be really, really cool if maybe like the next time I have you infest somebody, if you could make sure like you got some disease or something like that, you know? I want these people to like, can you guys carry rabies? Is that a thing, rats? I do not speak rat. I don't even know if you guys understand me. just get some diseases before I call you in next time, okay?
As they all kind of like agree and nod to themselves in some sort of unison and continue to carry you along as you're chatting them up. You guys have been running ever since the explosion. And we don't need to go into the explosion. You know what the explosion was like, and we don't have to talk about that. But ever since the explosion happened, you once more have been on the run. That was a thumbprint. That was obvious. And people saw what happened and knew what happened, and people got away from that scene. That being said, you guys said, there's too many people already on our tail, we need to go. And you guys have been essentially just picking up your feet and walking ever since, in the hopes that you could find a new destination far away enough from that story that maybe wouldn't haunt you or be on your tail. You're trying to cover your tracks, Eucalyptus. You have been doing it pretty rigorously alongside Jarfield and P, literally just trying to cover up the tracks, which is frustrating because Ikto's creating a lot of tracks. So the backtracking is kind of pulling in forward, and it's creating a little bit of a time delay. But as you guys are walking forward, your hope at this particular moment in time is just to find another place to start over. You need money pretty desperately, mostly money to get out of a situation that you think you could be in. With the explosion, there's someone called the bounty hunter. And you know, and you've heard whispers even in towns of the bounty hunter trying to hunt down 5 very, very distinct looking people, or folks in this case. With those whispers, and knowing that you had just created a stir, you just want to go start somewhere else new for a little bit. Especially since you know you're not well equipped enough or strong enough to take down what you've heard along the way. Whispers of, you know, the bounty hunter. Yeah, I heard he's got a new quarry. Is he over here? He's gonna crack out all their teeth and then pull them up from somewhere up in the sky. He's apparently got powers up there. You can overhear that. You can overhear, I overheard that the bounty hunter is going to go track down those people who set off that fire in that one little tavern. And I think that he's going to bury them alive and then shout like obscenities at them about how their parents don't love them. Another person you've overheard along the way, I heard that he really is really mean, and he's just got a mean face, and he wants to hurt people and make them as mean as he is. So you've heard all of these stories from various people, from various towns, and every time you heard the word the bounty hunter, you continued on your way, keeping your heads low and hoping to just not create a stir. Eucalyptus and P, you guys are just walking down the street and chatting, especially after the events of that explosion, even trying to cut off some of the singes on your undergarments and your leathers as you're moving forward.
I mean, I just want to go somewhere like near the ocean. I think that would be preferable to, like, you know, one end of the spectrum. I'd like to just, you know, wouldn't you want, I think that's what we should be like going towards, somewhere like nice and cool and beachy, like just to like.
Yeah, well, now that you say it, you might be onto something. I feel like we need a boat. If we could just get on a boat. I mean, this walking is, we're never gonna go fast enough.
I'm gonna stop you right now. You don't get to complain about walking. I take twice as many steps as you. I have half the legs of all of you. Everywhere you walk, I walk double. So everyone here, especially
sorry,
Jarfield,
I apologize. But even more reason why we should find a boat, because then you can put your feet up, your tiny feet, and take a little rest, and we'll make it somewhere far enough that we can start over.
Yeah, sorry, I'm tired. Sorry.
We're all tired.
Can you describe yourself and what you look like?
Yeah, I got my hair. It's all pulled back, and I got little arms, and I've got short legs. But I got a little tight body. I'm a little hard body. I'm ready to go. So you know, people think I look like a child, but I don't. Like, I have a woman-sized breasts. They're regular. They're not large. They're not small. They're just regular-sized breasts and muscles. Not big muscles, but like muscles that I'm comfortable. I don't need anyone. I think that I stay in good shape for, you know, fighting. I think I'm fine. I don't even think I'm short. I think everyone else is giant long tree legs. So I'm
Eucalyptus, can you describe what you look like next
Well,
to
I'm
walking?
much taller than Pete, and I have to admit that sometimes I put things on her head just to rest it there for a second, and she doesn't really notice. But that's why another reason why I keep her around. I have dresses, but right now I'm wearing pants because they're easier to walk around in. And I am wearing a green,
Like a tunic almost? Like
tunic,
yeah.
tunic with a breastplate that is leather. And I always have my mother's necklace on. But I also have these ears that kind of give me away. So I have to find ways to cover them with braids. So I always have elaborate braided hair to kind of like make sure no one can see my ears.
Yeah.
Unless I need them to, unless I want them to.
So right now the braids are kind of wrapped around, just perfectly covering the top. Are they tucked in the back, or are they flowing braids? Like, are they kind of?
They're like tied up and there's some that are flowing.
Oh, great. Okay.
But you don't want too many flowing because it could get caught and stuff.
Yes, the two of you making your way down this main path, upon which you hear a squeak, 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 and you look back and you roll your eyes, and you see this one rat running forward with this little like leaf, a cup of water, on its back at the whim of Ikto, as it runs forward, and Ikto hands you this little sip of water that it could find very, very humbly.
You owe me.
You pick it up, you drop it in your mouth. Ikto, can you describe to me what you look like?
Yeah, so my rats have kind of fashioned themselves into a bed, and I'm just laying down on it, getting a tan right now. Typically, I have leather armor on and all that, but I'm kind of chilling right now. I got 4-inch inseam shorts, essentially right now. Just normal muslin, nothing too fancy, and I'm just getting a tan on these rats.
Yeah, you on a scale of 1 to 10, you are tan, Ikto. Like, you
I'm
look
looking good. I'm looking pretty good this summer.
And your tan lines are strong.
Yeah, that's
strong.
Why I've been on a search for some 3-inch inseam shorts, muslin, hopefully, but I just can't find them. It's tough to find, and also they're just not popular in any of the places we've stopped.
No, especially since you've barely been able to go in and do anything because you have to constantly be on the run.
Yeah, because bounty hunter. Yeah, trust me, I know.
So with that, Ikto, you're enjoying this. Chante, can you tell me what you're up to right now, kind of ahead as you're wandering through the meadow? Just
I'm looking for something fun to eat. Maybe some mushrooms or something. I don't know. I'm a druid. I'm all about nature. I'm also all about just exploring what nature gives us as far as things that can really mess you up and have a really good time. So that's what I'm looking for. I got my long, beautiful Triton hair because I'm also a Triton. I get this. I'm 5'9", which if you know Tritons, that makes me a basketball player. So I do pretty well. Let's just say. On the land, not so much. I won't talk about why I'm here. Don't ask. But I'm just having a good time. Just I chill. I don't have any fancy armor.
You really have been looking for something good, but all you found is wholesome forage. So your hands are just full of wild cabbage and purple carrots, and you found a couple of cattails, but nothing to take you to that next level, man.
I guess I could ferment them. That's just gonna take so long. It's just gonna suck. Oh.
Yeah, so you just have handfuls of fresh foraged items that you've been carrying for at least the better part of a day that you're just wandering with.
No, I'm sticky, but not for the good reasons, and it's just a whole deal. I just want to.
And Jarfield, what are you up to? What are you doing in the tall grass?
So I'm currently in the tall grass. I'm walking slightly behind Ikto, trying to see if there are any mice that are or any rats that are just like walking slightly behind the group that I could snatch and eat? Because
Yes.
I'm a tabaxi, and tabaxi's hungry.
Yeah, you take a moment and you're like waiting for it, and you're just like, you're slowly walking behind Ikto, just like wait in the tall grass. He can't see you. And the moment that one of those rats goes out once more to get Ikto another round of like leaf water, you just claw out and grab it. And what do? You have the rat in your hand.
Yo, Ikto, can I eat one of your rats?
What? What? Wait,
I'm
what?
taking that as a yes.
Hey!
Chomp.
Put him in. Oh, you ass!
Yeah,
Hey.
so the rat juice starts to leak down your face.
Sorry, I'm just really hungry. We've been walking for a really long time. I mean, we've been walking for a really long time. You've been surfing on a rat bed.
Okay, hold on, because let me just say that when I lay out in the sun for more than 30 minutes, I get drained. I'm exhausted at the end of the day, okay? My vitamin D may be at its peak, but me, mentally and energy-wise, I'm pretty low right now. So, trust me, I know
The rats
exactly
all
what you guys are
squeak in
going through.
unison. The rats all squeak in unison.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, they're just saying that because they're your friends.
Yeah, they're total suck-ups, I can tell.
Yeah. It's a friend relationship. Technically, you've enchanted them, so, like, I guess it's like a boss relationship, right?
They all nod again in unison.
Okay, guys, stop doing that.
Why are they on his side? He's eating them. I don't.
Look,
What?
they get the game. They saw that I was a giant orange tabaxi wearing thrift store chic outfits and leather armor that looks kind of like a vest. I'm obviously not well-to-do, and I'm gonna eat any rat that gets close to me.
To be fair, I looked into their eyes, and they don't like either of them. You know.
Oh, okay.
They all
yeah,
nod again.
Just because Ikto kind of sucks doesn't mean
They-
Jarfield also doesn't kind of suck.
They hate me, for sure. No, absolutely. I just, they also are under my cantrip, so.
Okay,
As
so
you guys are all acknowledging this. I'm sorry. Yes, Jarfield.
okay, so like if we were to do a poll, this is to the rats. If we could do a poll, who do you like more? Do you like Jarfield more or Ikto more?
Don't answer that. Don't
Squeak,
answer
squeak,
that.
squeak, 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 squeak. Like half of them, like split right down the middle. Jarfield, this is giving you
Oh,
flashbacks.
I just
Right
fell.
down the middle. Half on Jarfield's side, half on Ikto's side.
Okay, well, the fact that I ate one of them and they still half prefer me says a lot about what they think about you.
Okay.
Well, right
You know
now-
what? You rats scram.
And you drop your cantrip, and they're all like they make out, like they just they want to get out of Dodge as quickly as possible as this is all occurring. Eucalyptus P, you guys have to stand there once more, arms crossed, and like see this. This has happened several times actually with very different creatures.
Well, I'm happy actually because Ikto, you should be walking like everybody else, and Jarfield, you should be starving like everybody else.
I agree with both those things. I think that makes perfect sense. And I don't know why, like, you should have the same amount of vitamin D as the rest of us, which is 0. No, none of us have had any romance, nothing, none of that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I got some cabbages. Y'all want some
Yeah,
cabbages?
you look down. Chante's got like a couple wilted cabbages, a few purple carrots in his hand, and what looks like maybe 2 cattails.
The carrots are mine though. But cabbages?
No, thank you.
I'd starve. Yeah.
Well, then you guys aren't really that hungry, are you?
Yeah, so
I mean,
you
I'll take those cattails. I'm doing
Cannibalism.
something on brand.
You take the wilted cabbage that's a little soggy and a little sweaty, Chante, and you just start to slowly eat it as you make your way. And Chante, the gleam, the shimmer from the cabbage, it strikes your eyes so delicately and perfectly that you're almost for a minute swear that you're able to see a little bit further through the meadow in this sort of valley that you guys have been walking through for some time. Something comes upon your vision, and it's hard to see exactly what it is, but there's like a second sort of sheen or glimmer, and it seems to be maybe the top of some sort of building, and you think that not too far in the distance there might be a town. At that, you take a moment, Chante, as right as you recognize that you're seeing what might be a break in the meadow upon some sort of small hamlet, a second scent hits your nose, and it's a familiar scent. It's the scent of the salty seawater.
Yeah, I think there's something over there. I think it smells pretty good. I think it could be fun. I'm gonna run.
And just like you'd expect, he makes for it. What do you guys all do as Chante begins to run?
I'm not gonna run. I'm just gonna keep walking.
What is he talking about? He just pointed in a direction and ran off.
I mean, we're being hunted by a bounty hunter right now, so I think sticking together is probably the best move.
He'll be back. It's
And
fine.
Oh,
And
well,
with-
peace.
And with that, Chante
nice.
just makes a complete book for it. Like he's running, he's going forward.
I think I care about my friend, so I think I'm going to book after him just to make sure that I've got his back.
Okay, so you do the same sort of action. You're chasing after him as well. Chante and Jarfield, can I have you both please make a perception check as you guys are running forward?
I got 16 and then 16 plus 6, 22.
Nice.
8 plus 3, 11.
Okay, Jarfield, you're a little preoccupied just following behind Chante to make sure that he isn't hurting himself. Thankfully, it's a fairly clear meadow and there's not a lot of trouble in the way. It's mostly just whatever's in front of him, he's going quickly at. Chante, as you're running and you're looking forward, trying to figure things out, you come upon what appears to be maybe no more than a 3-foot-high sort of gate that goes around the perimeter of this hamlet that is nestled and tucked between the edges of the two hills that meet at the bottom of this sort of meadow and valley. As you're coming upon the hamlet, it does seem that there are streams coming from the top of the nearby hills that kind of come down and cascade into some sort of river, maybe a very small one stream that then makes its way to a stronger smell of water far in the distance. Wherever that sea scent is coming from, it's not particularly close to here, but you have a feeling if you could get to the other side of the hamlet and see over the hill area, maybe through some of the trees that are on the other side, there could be a sea there. This hamlet, though, is nestled in between that valley, this kind of forest that then kind of is coming up on your vision on the other side, clear blue skies, and maybe no more than 20 homes, if that. It's very small and quaint from what you can tell upon entering it. You're getting a really good understanding. You're like, oh, okay, so it's a small little village, mostly farmland. You know, it's got good water sources. You're like, sweet spot for a town. Can't understand why I want to be here. And it looks really cute. Just traditional sort of straw thatched roofs, some sort of stone from the local hills clearly makes all of these little huts and homes. And you do see on the edge of your vision maybe what appears to be 2 or 3 children playing, and some folks in town walking around.
Yeah, so I stop, I check out this little gate, make sure it's okay, make sure it's not booby trapped or anything, because I've been fooled before.
Yes, you take a beat, you look down, you like knock on the gate, and you like start to like, you're really like investigating it. But then one of the kids walks forward as you're mounted on top of it, like you hop on it, like you're really trying to get into this gate and understand it. And the kid walks forward. He's playing with like a little ball on a stick that's kind of catching into a cup. The good old games, you know. And yes, the good old ball cup game. As this kid's just looking at you curiously, he goes, "Hey, mister, what you trying to do? Are you in love with the gate?"
Not this time, no. I'm just wondering, like, what's there to do at your town? Is there like a bar or like a hotel or like...
Oh, yeah, 1 second, if you don't mind. And he goes over and he unlatches the gate and you kind of swing on the gate as it opens for a moment. And yeah, he looks to you and he goes, "If you're looking for a good time, you want to go to PB&J's.
Oh, this kid's an OG. Yeah, so where is that?
Oh, you know, just around that corner." And he kind of looks over and he points to like the left corner. You can tell this little town has no more than 2 main streets that intersect, kind of dividing in a perfect perpendicular line. And he just points down to the center to the left. And he's just like, "That's where you go for a good time."
Okay, 1, cool kid. 2, I'm gonna hop down and run over to PB&J's. This sounds awesome.
"Have fun," as he kind of waves goodbye as you run in. The rest of you guys, not too far behind, Jarfield, you do catch up. The kid's just standing there as you see Chante run out of sight. Eucalyptus, P, and Ikto, you guys aren't that far behind Jarfield either, as you guys have kind of picked up the pace, but are mostly just strolling. I'd say you're no more than maybe like 60 yards away at this point. In Jarfield, you're about half as you're approaching this kid who's just looking at you as you're getting closer.
Hey, kid, where'd that guy just go?
He went around that corner to the left.
Okay. Well, wait, was it a particular building? Something I should be looking for?
Oh, he went to have a good time.
Okay, wait. What was that wink felt?
Oh,
How
no,
old are you?
play with my ball. I'll play with my ball. And he just kind of looks away. and
Okay,
starts to play with
kid,
his
I've
ball.
got my eye on you.
As you kind of like do this thing and he kind of looks to you and do that. Can I have you roll a quick insight check on the child, Jarfield?
17 plus insight plus 1, 18.
Okay, so this kid, nothing mischievous about him particularly, though he's definitely weird in the way he delivered that line. From the intonation, from what you can understand, he likely doesn't understand what Chante just asked him and just sent him somewhere for a good time underneath the context of what this child thinks is a good time.
Okay. Thanks, kid. I guess I'll hesitantly follow my friend.
Have fun, bye-bye. As like he waves goodbye to you and you went in.
Wait. I wanna stop, run back to him, and then quickly say, like, hey, if you want to get the ball into the cup, you gotta like hold your hand straight up. Okay, well, that's all the advice I can offer. Bye, kid.
His mind was blown as you divulge that information to him. The rest of you guys run up, not too far behind, seeing everything in clear day, what's going on. Two of your friends running forward, running to the left, talking to this kid. You walk up to this kid who's shell-shocked. Just like shell-shocked completely. Just jaw to the ground, sitting there as you all
Hey, kid.
pass in.
Cool ball game. Can I have it?
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
he hands it forward and he hands you the ball in the cup and he goes, now I understand it. Now I understand. And he just stands up and he starts to walk away.
Hey, wait. Hey, kid. What is the name of this town?
You haven't been here before.
No.
It's Jovial.
Jovial? Okay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
The town of Jovial.
All right. Do you guys have boats?
We don't got them here, but my dad makes boats in the bigger part of the city town because we're just a little town and the big seaport is far away from here. Like you gotta walk almost all day.
Question 2, do you have bounty hunters?
I can hunt. I don't know what a bounty is, but I can hunt for you.
No, that's good. Thanks, kid. This is
Yeah.
good.
You're welcome. I hope you have a good time too.
Okay, that's weird.
Bye.
Are you okay?
Bye. And he kind of like waddles away down the street into one of the huts nearby. Ikto, you have a ball in a cup. You can write that down in your items list. You definitely have one. Fully ready and
Aw.
available.
I could have taken that.
Chante, Jarfield. Let me explain to you what's happening here. Jarfield, you walk around and you see Chante immediately enter what appears to be some sort of house. And you're like, oh gosh. So Jarfield, you just follow after Chante with him always making these bold decisions to move forward. And you close the door behind you, like kind of nervous. And you walk in and you see what Chante's in front of. This is 100% without a doubt a child's daycare center. There are kids running everywhere. It is screaming central. There is like gunk thrown at the walls. Kids are like writing like with crayon on this like really, really big whitewashed wall, like where they're just like going at it. And some kids are tugging on each other's hair, and it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And you just see this one woman standing at the front, just like happily smiling at everybody and just looking around. She goes, oh, it's just such a blessing to be able to do this. And she just smiles and nods as it's like about 10 to 12 kids just go running around crazy.
Okay, so I mean, speaking as somebody with fur, with a lot of kids throwing gunk around, I think we've seen everything we need to see in here.
I don't know. Daycare, I assume. There's got to be like snacks and peanut butter and shit, right?
Oh,
so
wait,
definitely
right.
wanted to find some snacks. 2, that daycare lady seems kind of weird, and I'm buying it. I'm like the perma smile thing. It's working for me.
Hey, lady, what's your deal?
Oh, it's so wonderful having you two in here. I always love it when 2 dads come in with a new child to bring to our little town and our little daycare center here at PB&J's. You gotta love it. It's just so wonderful. Where's your child? Right at that P. You walk in with Eucalyptus and Ikto behind you, and she looks down at P.
That's her right there.
Yeah, right there. That's our
her.
baby. That's
Yeah.
our sweet baby girl.
She loves food.
He's so cute. Hi there. What's her name?
P.
Are
Yeah,
we
just
are we
P.
on for this? Hello.
You are sassy.
Yeah.
Got a little tongue
Get
on
that
you.
from Jarfield over here. Am I right?
Yeah, I am a real sass kitty.
But
Your
she's also
dads are
hungry.
lovely. I think they are great. I can't wait to have you here. As she kind of stares at you, kind of blankly, and then like offers you to come in and play with all the kids.
All right.
Why does it smell like poop and throw up in here?
Sorry.
To me, it just smells like kids learning and growing. We can't judge. We have to let kids be themselves. Isn't that what
Dude,
we're
she gets
supposed to
it.
do?
She gets it.
Yeah, I get it. But if one of these kids gets any of whatever that muck is in my fur, I'm gonna be furious.
As
Be
you're looking
furious.
at this woman, she has to be human, no more than 22. She has very, very strong, sort of like blonde, but almost like a red-headed hair. She has freckles and darker skin. She has these striking green eyes, and she seems a little out of it, a little dazed, and a little affected in some way. Like, it's hard to describe maybe exactly what she's feeling or what this sensation is, but she's not all there, and you can't quite tell if it's her or if it's something else. But as this is occurring, and P, you get kind of pushed into the center of these kids. Right away, 2 kids like come up to you and go, "What's your name, little one?" And then this other kid comes and walks around and holds up a little block in front of you and says, "Yeah, you want this block? Well, you're not gonna get it, huh?" And they run away from you.
I hate this. Yeah, kids. Come back over here. I'm interested.
The 2 kids are off in the corner, and one of them sticks out their tongue and goes, "Nah, nah, 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 you can't catch me."
I walk over the kid. I just shove him to the ground.
All right, I want you to make very quickly a dexterity check, just to kind of, let's make it an athletics check to see if you can run over and get this block from the kid, essentially, and show him down.
All right, gonna roll. And we're doing athletics.
Athletics, please.
5.
You're trying to get you're trying to push down the kid, but the kids are like all over you, and they kind of like they're kind of gathering in their forces, and these 2 are probably the leaders of some sort of like teeny little bullies club, and they're not very kind, and they're kind of going forward, and you're trying to grab it, but like you're having flashbacks a little bit. Like, these kids are really like they're getting at you, and you can't get this stupid cube, and you just want to get this cube and shove down this child who's being obnoxious. So as you're handling that, as they're kind of like grabbing at your shoulders and at your hair, and you can't really move forward, Ikto and Eucalyptus, this woman once more looks towards you and smiles, and she goes, "Oh, another couple. So great having so many people come in.
Oh, no, we're not.
Where's your child?"
We are. Our child is
Doesn't exist.
Our child
Bear with
is
me.
very.
We're all together. We're all parenting that child.
We're all parents.
It's awesome.
I'm not a
Yeah,
parent.
it's so beautiful being a parent.
What is happening?
Make a deception check, Jarfield. That was. Just want to know how well that was delivered.
Of 1. 1, yeah, 1.
So exactly how you just delivered that is how everybody hears it. To be clear, everybody in there, including the children, know that is not your child. As a couple of the kids look to you and like start whispering, but this woman
Look, I am a stepdad. A stepdad is
I adopted her, so it didn't. She
just
didn't come
kind
out
of
with me.
she kind of nods really slowly and she goes, "It's just so wonderful having kids here, so that way they're all able to gather underneath this beautiful roof." And
Okay, this chick's on something, and I want to see what she's holding because this sounds awesome.
all right, can I have you roll an insight check, Chante, to see kind of what's going on with her?
16
Okay.
plus 4, 20.
All right, as you're looking at her, her eyes are kind of going near you and then past you, and she doesn't really seem to be all there. And for a split moment, you can see that her eyes have some sort of like sheen over them, almost as if something's affecting her without a doubt. Like she's not fully present. She's not making any sense. She doesn't even seem to be recognizing what the kids are doing. This place looks quite cute and quaint, and considering how adorable the hamlet is, you would suspect that this would be a little less unruly.
Okay. One, I'm just gonna be real with you, daycare lady. Which you should tell me your name, but not now. I don't care. If you're on something, cool. No judgment. I love it. If you're like in trouble or under something, I don't know. I just started to feel guilty. You feel.
Why would I
No.
be under something? I'm great. I'm teaching all these kids and they're just so brilliant and
feel
smart,
like
and I
that's
feel so
something-
inspired. And my name, I don't even remember it. It's okay.
Hey, wait a second. What's this town called?
Jovial.
Jovial. For a town called Jovial, this lady and that kid at the gate seem a bit too jovial. Something's up.
Well, where are
I don't think it's good.
if I could ask, where are the adults? Why do you have all the children?
I think we're it.
Are they working?
I don't know. They're probably working. I've been here for a bit. It's great. And you can just kind of see her looking around, but she seems to be, at least presently, the only person in this really unruly daycare center with 10 or 12 kids who are just acting like this is their town.
Okay, I'm pretty good with knowing if someone's having fun and on something, but she's clearly not. So, like, there's something wrong with this chick, right? Like, she's clearly under some spell, right? Am I the only one who sees that?
You're saying this directly to your friends, to your friends, or you're saying out loud, kind of to
I'm
all the
just
kids as well?
Saying it to everyone who can hear. I don't care.
As
they
you're
can hear
saying
me, but
that,
mainly my friends.
there is one kid who's not too far away. She's this little girl who's kind of not interacting with everybody else. Like pretty much all the kids are on P right now. So P, you're like trying to like take them off you, and they're like tugging at your hair, and you're all going nah 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 nah. You're silly. You have something in your shirt. As they're all like making fun of they keep asking you to take the what's it called, like the blocks and the toys out of your shirt, because they think there's something in the front of your shirt that are toys and they want them. And you're just trying to knock them away. You're trying to knock them away like they're just being obnoxious. But there is this one girl who's not interacting with any of the chaos in the corner, who's just kind of sitting there and overheard you say that, Chante. And she kind of curiously pokes her head up, and then she like tries to walk towards you a little bit, but she looks a little too nervous. But like, and then she sits back down in the corner, like overhearing you ask if she's not okay or if something's going on.
Okay, well, something's going on, and I think... Little girl, hold on. You guys just chill. God, it's so loud in here. Are you okay?
I overheard you say something about, like a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's weird. I don't know who you are. or who you people are, but it's been a really long time since anybody older came through that door.
Oh, well, I'm cool. My name is Chante. These guys are just okay. Doesn't matter their name. When did the parents go away?
Well, it's weird because we're just kids, so like time is weird and stuff. Like I don't know, but it's gotta be longer than what any of us expect. It's been, they have in the upstairs here, they have like beds for us too if like we do overnight stays. But we've been staying overnight a long time. We're okay, we got food and we're playing and stuff. It's a little crazy, and I don't like all the games the other kids play. But like we're just waiting for our parents, and they haven't come. It's been like maybe a week or two, maybe longer.
Wow, you guys, this is serious. No one else is in the town, so I think we can like rob a bunch of shit. Also, we should help her, but like rob shit, help her.
I overheard.
In that order?
There's food here. Did she say that? I think.
Did she say I've been looking for food.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. And she kind of like grabs stuff out of her pockets, and it's like little crumbles of cheese and crackers and like little pieces of apple, like like a little kid's meal. And she offers it.
But I'm not that hungry.
I'm gonna take the cheese.
You take the cheese. It's a little, it's like a little stale, a little chewy, but it's cheese, and it tastes okay. And she goes, I can get you more of that if you want me to sneak into the kitchen.
What's in the kitchen?
Food.
Cheese.
Are there people in the kitchen?
But the only person here is our lady.
Oh, then you don't need to sneak in. We'll just walk in and take it. Yeah, you don't worry about that.
Yeah, we'll just strong arm it. Is there a bank in this town?
No, there's no bank.
But
Miss Zath is very nice. She's very kind. She just hasn't been paying attention to anything lately.
Miss Zath?
It's really scary.
Oh,
Miss Zath.
Is there?
Yeah, that's her name.
Can we check to see if there's a spell? How do you?
Yeah, so when you're going up to her, Eucalyptus, do you have any spells that or any sort of abilities that allow for you to investigate this sort of thing? Your characters might have certain tricks up their sleeve. That's the fun thing about playing and starting off with D&D is as we learn our characters and learn their skill sets, we can apply them to different causes and different situations. You are playing a paladin, and so you are a paladin, and you know spells, and you know certain things. Do you want to maybe open up? You might have divine sense, and you can pick up on. You do. Great. Yeah. Would you like to open up that sort of channel within you and see and analyze what is good and evil around you?
Yeah.
All right. So can you describe to me how this looks, maybe, as you like close your eyes and open up your divine sense?
I hold on to the crystal on my mother's necklace, and then it starts to float up a little bit, and then I kind of hold the energy around it, and it's all different colors and sparks at the ends, and then the sparks go out farther and farther, and then they go around the lady.
Yeah, so you take a moment and you pick up and you kind of open up your senses here. Generally speaking, the spell allows you not only to see sort of good and evil, but pick up on any sort of presence that might have affected somebody's core or good or evil. And as you're kind of glowing and picking up on this, you can tell there is 100% a suppressant on her, a spell that you cannot remove currently. It's strong. It might take time to fade away, but like you're like somebody or something is affecting her. As you pull in further and further out, you can pick up that somewhere not too far away from you, there is the presence of some sort of creatures. The interesting thing about this divine sense is it allows you to know if there are things that are of the other worlds that shouldn't be existing here, that generally speaking you want to vanquish, because they are signs of things that are beyond the grave. And you pick up not too far away the sensation in your heart that there is undead creatures somewhere in this town, on the perimeter, so no more than 60 feet away. You know that there's some sort of creature.
Okay, guys, there's a creature. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not of this world, and it's got a hold on this woman. And possibly more of the town, I don't know.
I mean, based on the way that kid was acting at the gate, I would say definitely more of this town.
Yeah.
And that little girl kind of sits there and she nods and she goes, you know, if you could help us find our parents and where they went, that could be really, really helpful for me. Because I would like to go, because we've been here so long and we can't leave until our parents come back. But I'm a little scared. So if you can help us, I know that my father, he can probably help you with a ship, or he can help you in some sort of way when he comes back. I don't know what you need, but I would like to
What
help.
does he do?
He's a ship maker as well.
That little boy at the gate, his dad was a ship maker too. I think like.
Oh, that's my brother.
Oh.
I said
Okay.
he in daycare.
Yeah,
He gave me this.
Is he always like that, or is that just him, or is he also weird?
Oh,
What's
been
his problem?
strange. He's been strange recently too. It's been hard for me. I don't know what's
Got it.
going
Spells.
on.
Hey,
It
little
is
lady.
scary. It is scaring me.
One that's
Someone help me.
What?
P, can you describe what you look like as everyone's talking with this one child?
Yeah.
Like you're in the back corner of this room.
Dog pile,
Um,
and I'm covered in shit, and I want to be helped. I'm tired. I'm done. Not shit.
I don't want to get covered in
Booger.
whatever those kids are boogers, but
I
like,
know.
yeah,
Ugh.
but
Jarfield.
Yo,
I'm fine with
P,
being sticky. I'll help.
Yo,
I'll
P,
do it.
I got this. You kids like music?
None of them pay attention to you.
Speaking of pee, hey, little lady, is there a bathroom in this daycare?
I am a woman.
No, not.
Well,
No,
that's
I was
different.
talking to the child.
Outside.
I mean, I don't want to just go outside of a daycare. I feel like that might be an issue if
Definitely
one of
a
the
crime.
kids walks outside.
Push.
Look, this is a town.
You're a fish to fry.
There's undead somewhere around this town. I feel like Ikto peeing outside is the least of the worries of this town.
Fine. You know what, guys? I'm going outside. I'm going to pee. Do not let any of these kids come outside. I cannot
I
deal
got
with this
him.
again.
No, I got him. I'm a good musician. I promise my music will calm the kids.
Okay, thanks, Jarfield. But everyone else, please make sure when they inevitably get bored of Jarfield's pan flute, make sure
I'm
none
a
of them
good
come out.
pan flute. They will not
Okay.
get bored.
All right. I swear, if one comes out, I'm giving you fleas.
Oh, jeez. Oh, this got
And
way.
Ikto steps outside of the child's daycare center to relieve himself. As Jarfield, you slowly turn around and bring up your pan flute and begin to play. Can I have you make a performance check, and also let me know if you're using any spell? Just keep me posted on what you would like to do.
Great. Wait. Do I have spells that work in this situation?
I don't know. You just might. That's the fun thing about being a
Okay.
bird.
I think I've got bardic
Hard to beat the
inspiration,
bard.
but that only works in.
bless
I think
you.
that only works in combat. I
Allergic
think, right?
to children.
Oh, you're allergic to children.
You start fighting them.
It does look like you did not yet choose. I'm on your D&D Beyond account. It looks like you did not yet choose your spells. So you should have a
Oh.
couple spells that you can choose and play with as we play the game. You guys, no
I didn't know
judgment.
that I didn't know that I
just
could
started
choose spells.
playing D&D. It's okay.
In that
Um,
case, I'm just going straight. I'm doing this with no spells.
Great. Can I have you roll that performance check, please?
A 2 plus 5, 7.
Okay, Jarfield. You go forward and you bring out your pan flute, and right as you like suck in air to blow, you like right away, like a kid grabs your arm and your hand goes down. You're like, wait, and then your pan flute falls, and then you fall to both of your knees as one of the kids picks up your pan flute and slowly shoves it up their nose.
Oh, gross.
And then the kid like runs away, and you have to like start crawling towards the kid. So now Jarfield and P, you are in this party of children, both equally being barraged by them, as Eucalyptus and Chante, you're just standing there with this sort of out of touch woman evaluating the scene.
You
This
know,
little-
I have true sight and tremor sense, so I just want to figure out what these dark creatures are that is enchanting all the adults, and I got to figure out what's going on, because this was fun, but now I'm really starting to get hungry.
Wait, what did I miss?
He tried to play a song and
Yeah, you
He
literally
tried being the operative word.
Yeah.
Ikto, you seriously open the door and Jarfield, can you describe to me what's going on? Like he doesn't even need to
Kids are
you can describe it if you would
okay.
like.
So I've gotten my pan flute back from this kid, but they're all wiping their boogers in my fur, and I'm like, gross, 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 gross.
Hey, well,
Yes.
thanks for keeping them distracted for me.
Oh, I promise. This is worse than fleas.
Did we check out the kitchen yet?
No, you have not yet gone to the kitchen or downstairs. As well as I know Chante, you wanted to open up True Sight. Excuse me. The kitchen is downstairs, and the beds are upstairs. Just as she was just kind of describing it to give you an understanding of the space. Chante, you wanted to open up True Sight, and you can do this kind of willy-nilly. You kind of have it, and you take a beat and you look around. True Sight really does give you an understanding of things, like essentially if things are hidden by magic or things stretch out to different planes. It's really powerful. You can essentially step into this really cool ethereal space and like look around and understand what everything looks like. As you're kind of taking a beat and you're looking around, you can see that wherever the direction is that Eucalyptus pointed to, kind of said something is weird in that direction, you can pick up on some sort of entity there as well. There is something that is currently moving around, and then it kind of seems to go down somewhere, like in the physical space. It was like on your level, but then it starts to move below, so it's going into some sort of basement or cellar, and then it kind of goes out of sight for you. But there's something moving or on the go, and the reason you know this is because as you're within this plane, whatever it is takes a beat as it's walking away and then looks up at you. And you're both in the ethereal plane right now. Like you're witnessing and you're looking truly out into another space. And I'm assuming this is a feat or an ability of your character to have this sort of true sight, which is not a common gift. It's a very strong gift. You are stepping into a very special space. And as this is happening, you can see this creature look at you, and it just kind of smiles. What you see before you is some sort of undead creature. These rags that go down from its body, a skeletal face with piercing, almost purple eyes that are going from within it. It looks decayed, and it looks old, and it looks ancient. As it takes a moment and looks to you, and then slowly with one skeletal hand, almost does like a little wave, and then smiles, looks back, like it's hoping that you'll follow it, and then it goes and phases out of your true sight.
Okay, guys. I saw something pretty freaking cool. I gotta admit, and then it was giving me the look. You know what I mean? It was like, hey. So, like, I think if I'm not reading this wrong, I think something's about to go down in the basement. I think we should check that out. There's some freaky. We do some stuff down there. Also, maybe the people who are doing the spell down there. Either way, they seem cool. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Look, anything to get me away from these gross kids.
Do we have the same definition of cool? Because I remember this being something very dark and scary. So
yeah, it was cool. It like freaking had a skull, had purple eyes, was like ancient. It was all like
Yeah, maybe we should all just get on the same term right now about what cool means.
Yeah, so you guys all like sit around, Jarfield and P, you also get in this circle, and like you still have kids on you, but like you're in a circle together.
So for me, like when I think cool, I typically am thinking like fall, fall weather, like a nice
cool.
brisk, I think of like cool weather. I'm not necessarily thinking of something being nice or awesome or anything,
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what if I ever say cool, I think I'm talking about temperature.
Well, I think
when I
that are alive, not dead, and are doing
Wrong with being dead.
well, undead.
That's cool.
I don't find that cool. I find that
It's pretty cool.
like
Hey,
worrisome.
One
I
of
guess
my
let's-
best friends growing up was undead. I don't want to like cast any
Let's
sort
not-
of,
Right.
Let's not be judgmental.
one makes sense. Two, that's because you charmed him, probably, right?
Well, yeah.
if it's anything like those
wasn't
rats
my
from
friend.
earlier.
He kind of was forced to hang out with me because of a spell. But
That's not what friendship is.
I mean, all
Okay.
my friends are dead.
In the middle of you guys all talking about what's cool in this little circle with all these kids trying to grab a Jarfield and be still, there's a moment that you all stop because you hear the sound of a loud scream, a high-pitched scream. There's a moment that it passes your ears, and right away, this little girl who has been talking with you, the only one that seems to be coherent or divulging information, kind of peeks her eyes like kind of open and her ears perk up, and she goes, "Oh no, that's Tashi." And she
Who?
takes a moment and she kind of like is like, "Can you see what's wrong? I'm not allowed to leave. I'm not supposed to leave."
Hey, hey kid, what's up?
That was my brother screaming.
Oh. Which direction was the scream?
I don't know.
Oh,
So you
I
guys,
put my ear. Oh.
All right,
Yeah,
I
so-
think it's time to go downstairs.
yes.
All right, let's do it.
With that, you guys take a beat. You all look to each other, having heard this child scream, and you kind of just do a sigh and then begin to talk a little bit about what's cool still. So we'll take a break and we'll pick back up. Let's just take a 5-minute break. You guys, we did it. You guys found some cool stuff. You're in a very creepy town, but also yay. So thanks for listening to the first half of NDND. We'll be right back, you guys. We are back, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our very first, my French is not so good, but very first NDND game, yay. So we're going to pick up where we left off. You guys were all sitting around in a circle, talking about what was cool, arguing about what was cool. It took a moment, there was a scream, and you all look back at each other. There's a beat that you guys wanted to go and investigate where that sound was coming from, if I wasn't mistaken, at the very end of the last session, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So one by one, as you guys kind of try to figure out in the direction of where the sound came from, the kid was clearly outside when you last saw him, and if you recall and remember, he walked back into his house, or what maybe was his hut. As you guys all walk out and enter the street and kind of look around for a second, you can see off the corner of your eye in the direction from where a lot of that strange sensation was coming from, Chante and Eucalyptus, from the two of you guys kind of picking up on it. Out of the corner of your eye, you see almost a very quaint little, some sort of prayer center or church. It's small, it's tiny, it's very demure. It's not making, it probably holds no more than maybe 20 people kind of size chapel, but you can see it off the corner of your eye, and you swear you can see the kid just like a beat, like a hand, like reaching out as the door shuts and slams. It seems to be in that direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my ear to the ground, not because it's stereotypical, because I have tremor sense. It's not an Indigenous thing, and I'm gonna make sure that that is where the commotion's coming from, just to actually prepare for once.
Yes, and tremor sense. Can you read what that is so I can understand exactly what this is? So it's like
A monster
vibrational
tremor
frequencies.
can detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations within a specific radii, provided the monster are provided they're on the ground, they're touching the ground.
Great. Yeah, you take a beat, you take a moment, and you just feel the vibrations. You're trying to understand if somebody is moving in that direction or what the sort of footfalls are. And as you take a beat and you can feel the frequencies kind of hit, you can tell because it's right on the edge of your tremor sense. Your tremor sense only goes so far, so you take a beat, you hold on to it, and you can definitely tell there's feet. There's a pitter patter of some sort of motion or feet. Something that isn't quite floating, which is odd because you swear for a beat the strange creature that you saw earlier was floating. So this is something different. Something different is happening. You don't know what it is, but something different is happening.
Okay, so
Chante, what are you seeing?
okay, so there's someone there. I think it might be the kid. I can't tell if it's what I saw because I think that thing was floaty. I don't know. It was pretty cool, so I was distracted. But I definitely think we need to go there. I think there's something in that church. We got to go now. So I run.
Okay. You take a beat, you run in that direction, knowing that time is of the essence. Do the rest of you guys follow him?
Yeah.
So this church, is there like, I'm a tabaxi. I can climb. If this is a 2-story church, if there's a window on the 2nd story, if the roof is made of straw, I should be able to get a good eye line on things.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want to walk around it and just see if there's any other entrances.
Great. So you guys break on both sides. So there's a moment that Chante's running to the front. Jarfield, you wanna get up on the top just to make sure you can jump on top of it. It's not that high of a church. Like essentially with a good you're able to get one claw up, and with the second you're able to get your other claw up, and you're able to pull yourself up even if you're covered in kid play, and you get all the way up, and you're there, and you're on top of the church. You're looking around, you're investigating, you're trying to find a second entrance. It's very meager, but you at least have a vantage point looking up, and you can definitely see around you the full hamlet spread out that seems oddly vacant except for the sound of those children coming from that one spot that you guys were just in, and the sound of what feels like very faint whimpering or echoing, maybe from the child that just went inside the church.
What's the roof made out of?
It's like straw, like a dense straw.
Okay, I'm gonna use my claws to kind of peek through the straw on the roof and see if I can see what's happening in there.
Yes, you take a moment and you try to kind of pull it apart. You can see that beneath the straw there's some sort of like second layer just to fortify the actual church itself, probably made out of clay or local stone. So there's no way to necessarily enter it from the roof as you're looking through. As you're up there, Ikto, you run around to the other side. P and Eucalyptus, are you guys heading with Chante, or are you guys kind of doing a perimeter check?
I was gonna head with Chante.
I'll do
Okay.
the perimeter check. I don't want to see any more kids.
Okay. Yes. So you take a peek. You and Ikto kind of split on either side and begin to look on the perimeter. Can I have Ikto and P please make an investigation check? Chante and Eucalyptus, as they're looking around, the two of you hit the door. Chante, I'm assuming you go straight up and fling the door open.
Oh, absolutely. That's my style.
Okay, not a moment later, fling that door open. Eucalyptus, you guys both walk in, and it is a vacant church currently. You see no more than maybe about 6 pews on either side. You can see a very, very small altar. It's very tiny. You can kind of see that there's some sort of design written or drawn in wood. Eucalyptus, you pray to a deity. You have your deity, and you're always curious in learning more about others. Could I have you make a quick religion check, please?
Okay. How do I do that? Sorry.
So just roll a d20, and then take the then you want to add your religion stat next to it, and then that would be your
0.
roll. Well, oh, what did you roll?
No. My
0. I was like, how did you roll a 0? That's rare.
My religion says +0 on the.
Okay, so it would just be a straight d20 roll. Yeah.
It's 20.
Oh, a natural 20 or a non-natural 20?
It'd be natural because she has 0.
Because I have 0.
So you have the first fat 20.
Natural.
Fat natural.
Fat
Fat natural.
That's
70.
natural.
Oh my god, that's really, really, really exciting. Okay, well then, you straight up know who this is. This is dedicated to a deity you're familiar with called Caballero, which is a sea nymph, native to the shores.
Oh, good.
You're like, this is a sea nymph.
I know a lot about sea nymphs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're praying to her here. Like, that's
Okay.
very interesting. So they're not far from the sea, but you 100% know of this creature, and it definitely, she is one that would be considered beauty and safety and home, but mother, almost like there is this sort of like instinctual motherness to her, like almost like a place that children are safe in the sea, and she, like, the children won't drown. It's about connecting with the water and not being afraid of the water. She's a protective nymph,
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense for the town, but not for what's happening right now.
Right. Okay. Do I see the child anywhere?
Yeah, so Chante and Eucalyptus, you guys are looking around right away as this image strikes you and you take a beat and you start to actually look around the space as well. So investigation from both Chante and Eucalyptus. Ikto and P, what did you guys roll for your investigation check?
Got a 3,
12.
like with my modifier.
Yeah. But did you roll a natural 1?
Yes.
Then it doesn't matter. You always tell me. You always tell me if you roll a fat one. Well, is it a skinny one? What is it?
Sand gets in his eyes.
Oh man, that's just, I don't even know. That's just skin and bones at that point.
Bone.
No
Bone.
thickness
Bone
at
one.
all from that.
You're
roll.
You've been boned. Like
I've
you
been
tell
bo-
me, you tell me what this situation looks like, because if you rolled a 1, that's a critical fail. So you gotta tell me what you do that messes up P's investigation.
How dare you?
I'm looking around, looking for a trap door, and then I see a paddle ball on the ground, and I just pick it up and I start going to town, and I'm busy now. Oh yeah, this is what I've been looking for.
And you're doing it so rigorously that the ball flies off its paddle. It whacks P. You're like walking around and you're looking, and this ball, like at top speed, flies directly at your face, plinks you in between the eyes, and you're like resting in your face.
Damn it, P!
What are you doing?
I found a new game and I was trying to play it because the stick and cup ball game is easy if you just keep a straight wrist.
P, you have this like indent directly in the middle of your face right now. It's definitely gonna make a bruise.
Oh, dude, does that hurt?
Why am I the child? Why am I recognized as a child? Next time someone needs to pretend to be a child, you'll get down on your knees and you can do it.
I'm gonna peek down from the roof and say, "Hey, you two, we should really figure out what's happening inside the church."
As you guys are kind of looking up and rolling your eyes at Jarfield on the ceiling, on the roof of this church. Chante and Eucalyptus, what did you guys roll for your investigation check?
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
I wrote a 15, and I don't think I have any. I think it's investigation. It says +0.
So that's also a 0. So just sorry. So, Eucalyptus is a lot of things, but investigative and religious is probably not. As you guys are looking around, Eucalyptus, you're looking around the pews. You're looking in the back areas. You're trying to see if there's like a secondary room of some sort that it could have gone down. You can't see anything. Chante, you connect. You take a beat. You're in this place, and you know this nymph too. You dig the sea stuff. Like, you may not know a lot as much as Eucalyptus does here, but you know that sea stuff's cool, and when you're around it, you feel better. Then you take a beat and you start to look around and weave through all the pews. From what you can tell, the only place of exit that makes sense, where there's a little bit of dust that has kicked up, is right beneath the altar. So the altar seems to be like made of one piece of stone, and as you're walking over to it, you don't see any particularly obvious indent within it, but the most interesting thing that you see is that this altar is almost structured there's like steps almost within it, and you look on top and you see what appears to be footprints. So you think that someone has recently stepped on top of this altar, even though it's about 3.5 feet up the ground.
Hey, I think, yeah, so someone stepped on this thing, which means, where did they go? I put my ear to the ground again to hear for any more footsteps.
Okay, you take a beat, you're listening, you're trying to catch if anything's stirring or moving particularly right now. How far does your tremor sense go? Do you happen to have that pulled up?
Yeah, it says within a specific radius. That's all it says. It doesn't give me.
It doesn't tell you more than that.
No.
Tremor sense. Usually I think that it would be, well, let me look it up. It's an ability. It says 60 feet.
60 feet.
60 feet. So
So
you're
same with
taking
dark
a
vision.
moment and you feel, yes, exactly. So kind of like that extended sense. Take a beat, you kind of feel around you the vibrational frequencies. You can feel something jump off the top of the roof, which feels like a cat. You can feel two
Meow.
little, you can feel two other people kind of wrapping around and one of them clutching at their face vibrationally, like hitting the ground sometimes, as they're making their way towards the front of the church. You know, these are your friends who are all about to make their way into this area. You take a beat, you really feel this. And on the very cusp of that 60 feet, you feel movement still, like 2 feet, something's moving.
Okay. Something is like 20 yards away.
And it's beneath you. It's like underground.
Okay, we got to get underground. Okay, I know I'm always saying like, let's break this altar, let's do this thing, but I think we need to move this altar, break it, like just get rid of it because I think there's something underneath here.
Okay.
And as this
And I got
a Eucalyptus and you kind of nod in unison, one by one, the rest of you guys all filter into the church. You're all now within the church. You can see Chante and Eucalyptus standing at the altar looking around it. So you're all together now.
I take my axe and I start hacking away at the base of the altar.
Well,
Whoa, what did I just walk into?
we have to move the altar. I don't know if we need
Yeah.
to destroy it, but can we see if we can pick it up?
Why are we moving the altar?
What?
We gotta save. There's like a kid or something.
But let's
Trust
just
me,
push.
it's
Let's
fine.
just push the altar over.
Religious
Yeah.
people are tend
Push it over,
to
we
be
don't-
chill. Just
I'm
let
with
me
you. I'm
fight
with
this
Eucalyptus on this one. Let's just push the altar over. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you don't need to take an axe to their church. That's
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's
These
too
people.
chaotic for me.
These people are charmed and they need a place of worship when they're not charmed anymore. They built this pre-charmed, so I'm offended on their behalf.
Build it again. Trust me, I'm of the sea. They might worship me at the end of this.
Oh,
like,
dude.
let's just
Well, let's-
chill. There's no time. We have to save a child. We have
Yeah.
to save a child. If I
Every-
save a child, they'll probably
Okay,
worship
we
me.
all agree that we need to push the altar over to
Yeah.
save a child.
Yes. Let's all work together to move. the
Okay.
You never let me use my axe.
altar.
Put the axe back. You were like just about to swing up and you were just about to clip it right as everyone went, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't
to
you respect the craftsmanship of the person that built that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful altar, dude.
as you guys continue to talk about how beautiful the altar is, you all get around it in unison. It's a pretty big altar. It's about 3.5 feet wide. It's quite heavy, 2.5 feet long. If there's anybody here who feels like they're particularly the strongest, you can let me know and you can roll for everybody as they assist you, or you guys can all roll together as a group check. I'm going to let you guys decide how you want this to look. It sounds like everybody wants to go in on it right now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So let's do a group strength check. So I need everyone to roll strength and tell me their results.
Rolled a
Uh,
4.
4 from Ikto, okay.
I got a 10.
10 from Jarfield.
9 plus 1, 10.
10 from Chante.
Oh, 7.
7 from Eucalyptus.
We're weak.
And
No,
P,
you guys are weak.
P, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
So as you guys all get around the circle, this is just in reflection, like when you guys were discussing what cool meant to you, you all begin to like try to lift up this altar and you cannot budge it. Like you're like pushed up against it, you're behind it. Can you guys all describe to me what this looked like? Because I want to see.
Pathetic.
So I think that we're all pushing with like no rhyme or reason. Like we're both pushed. Like I'm
We're
on
all
one
in
side
a
of it pushing
circle,
in. We're all in a
pushing
circle
into
trying to
it.
push it. Okay. I know that earlier I said that this altar was very beautiful, and I stand by that. But like, Chante,
Okay,
I
get
give you
the axe.
I give you permission to chop the F out of this altar.
Yeah, I hate this thing.
Saying, I got an axe. Let me
Yeah,
use
do it.
Fuck
Right as you're about to like take out the axe once more, as you were all equally doing equal force on either side of the altar.
I taste blood.
There's a beat. Chante, you go and reach out like to grab this. What's everyone's passive perception?
11.
Okay. There should be a little section that, 13. 13, okay.
Passive
16.
perception is 12.
Okay, and Jarfield, what's yours?
Hey, passive perception. 13.
13. Somebody had 16, if I wasn't mistaken. Chante, great. So you take a beat, and everyone's kind of arguing and trying to push. You're too preoccupied to like try to get this thing over. Chante, right as you're about to swing down in this axe, you take a beat and you look at the altar and you realize something. The altar currently has an indent within it that wraps around, not just within the actual stonework, but there is a dance within it, and there is some sort of story being told on the altar itself. And as you take a beat and you look at it, you swear you see the faintest specks of what appear to be water still within it. There's some sort of hole, and the water seems to go into that hole, and then it's gone, almost as if there's like a straw sucking it in.
Okay, I can feel, I can sense this water. There is water coming from here. Maybe if we offer it water, it'll open up.
What?
Yeah. It makes sense. Trust me. I know water. Water is life. This is what we do. Okay. I am going to create water, cast the spell of create water.
Okay.
And just fill those holes up with water.
Okay, so you take a beat and you're walking around as everyone kind of takes a step back. You look around the perimeter and you go to where you think that the story at least starts, because it seems like there is a beginning and an end, and where you were looking right as you were about to hack into it was the end. So you kind of walk around, you look. Everybody, can I have a group investigation check to try to see where the start of the story is as you're looking around and about to cast water on it?
Got an 11.
4.
9.
13.
Okay, P. And Chante, what did you roll for your investigation?
17 plus 3, 20.
Great. So P and Chante, you guys take a beat. You're all stepping back. You're looking. This is like much more detailed than you thought initially. Like you thought it was just design. But now you can see that there is something that looks like maybe like some waters on it, or there's some sort of trickle or some sort of indent. You can't quite make it out because it's so faint. Chante, you step back, and P, you step back, and P, you think you know where the start of the story is because you can kind of see where the driest spot is on the altar. And Chante, knowing exactly where this begins, this is the symbol of the start of water. It's a drop. And you're like, oh, that indent's most imprinted. I need to start there. So you take your hand up, you cast create water, if that, or is it, what are you casting?
Create water.
Create water, yeah. Directly on where that teardrop begins, or at least what is considered in some lore the drop of life. And you go and you touch it. And as it begins to illuminate, the water is almost sticking to it. And the altar's reacting to it, and it's replying to it, and it's controlling it itself. As you take a beat and you see the water kind of not just be this bluish clear tinge, but it kind of glistens and glows as it interacts and speaks to the altar. You can see it beginning, starts to kind of tell a story as it's bringing you through, wrapping you around how the water grew into a pond, and then eventually it became the ocean. And it kind of tells you the story of how this water grew and the things that have come from it. It's not detailed, but it's starting to kind of go through this panoramic swish as it's starting to circle around the altar, sort of from the center and spread out almost like in a web-like design with water patterns as the water starts to connect and connect from rivers, almost looking like the inside of a lung, breathing with this sort of tendrils of water. And then eventually this allows for the whole altar itself to sort of glow in this circulation as it's starting to dance, and you see it sort of vibrating and having almost like a beating heart. And then suddenly you hear it, and you can see it all get sucked away, popped into that back corner that you initially saw, and you can hear so you guys all step back and can see that this altar is starting to move down and create steps and lower.
This thing is cool. I can't believe you guys wanted to destroy it.
This is real. You're right. For the first time, you've used cool correctly.
Yeah, for the record, I'm very excited we didn't have to break this beautiful, beautiful altar.
I'm so confused as to what the fuck just happened. What?
The water was the key.
Okay. I don't know the science behind that, but I'll blindly follow you guys, I guess.
Water is always the key.
As you guys step forward, you do
We
catch.
hear an eagle caw.
Actually,
control
eagles sound
animals.
like
That's a
ah!
great thing. Not a.
Pat, you start playing your
I
pants.
can talk to animals, so I shout at an eagle and I'm like, "Yo, eagle, thanks for that caw."
Oh yeah, I forgot to say it's just inherent. All of our characters can talk to
Yeah.
animals, right? No. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Actually, yeah, wait a second. I'm gonna remove that spell.
I'm just kidding. So you step out, and I will say from the sort of tiered steps of the altar that kind of go up in this design, there are steps that lead both to the left and to the right down two separate directions. You have to make a choice as it's now illuminated the inside of the small tunnel glowing. You can see that the ceilings on either side are no more than about 5 feet high in either way, and they both seem to lead down. But it's hard to tell right away which direction you might go in. You might need to go in, at least on initial look.
So should
I'm gonna
we,
do my thing. Oh.
Sorry,
I was gonna
Eucalyptus?
say, should we investigate? Oh, you can do it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wanna check out my true sight again because you know that awesome skeleton evil thing. It wanted me to go somewhere, and this is down. Everything leads down. So I'm gonna check that out.
Okay, yeah. So you take a beat using True Sight, which again is a very strong sort of powerful vision, but there is a cost to that. There is an awareness for those who also have equal perception in different spaces and spheres to interact with that. So as you take a moment and you're kind of picking up on anything around you, you can tell that the energies that you're seeking are no longer around here. You can feel the spirit, like the core spirit of the child somewhere below. You know that it's down, but it's almost down into the center. So it's hard to tell if you should go left or go right.
Do you guys think, like, if I were to just call down and just ask them which way should we go, do you think they might? I mean, I could try it.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
'Cause then you get
I
your
don't think-
left and your right and my right and your left. It's just
Yeah.
I'll say,
Yeah.
hey, if I'm looking at it
And
from
if
the back of the altar, should I go left or right to get to where you are?
So as you say that, suddenly from the left section, the echo of your voice stirred something. You hear something stirring and kicking up. Suddenly, in a flurry, and Chante, you weren't really looking this direction either, so you don't know where they're coming from or why they're coming from that direction. You see all of these rats begin to make their way up.
Hey.
A swarm of rats just begin to kind of come up from the underground and start to fly up. There's probably hundreds of them. So as you guys are starting to have this moment occur in the church, rats just essentially bursting out like a volcano, can I have you all roll initiative? This is our first battle with rats.
Whoa, we roll what? Oh,
Initiative. So you're going to roll that d20 and you're going to add that initiative bonus to it.
I got a 14.
Okay, 14 for Ikto.
Got a 19 plus 3, so 22.
Nice, Jarfield.
I have a 19 minus 1.
That sounds
So
right for
18.
Yeah, 18 for poor Eucalyptus. Paladins are not. They're wearing heavy armor, so that's why. Aw. P, what you get?
11 plus 2, so 13.
13 for P, and then Chante.
I rolled a 10, but what's the buffer?
There should be a little thing that says initiative, and you want to add that next to it. It has its own separate little block.
I for some reason cannot. Oh, 0.
So what was it again, Chante?
A 10.
10. Okay, you guys rolled really, really, really well. So 1 second, I gotta get mine all set up. Gotta love rolling the dice. Okay. So it seems like there's a lot of them coming up. There's definitely more than one, as they're all kind of bursting. Like there's not just one swarm. This is like rounds of them. Like it is a volcano essentially of rats spurting out comically from this one side of the altar. As they go, Jarfield, you're first up. As you take a moment. So now this is our first initiative, first gameplay within battle. So I'll lead you guys through it step by step. But to make it clear, you have 3 things that you can do. You have your action, bonus action, and your movement. Very simple. So we'll just begin with that. An action is like a spell or some sort of fight, like if you want to slice at them or throw an arrow at them. Bonus actions usually are buffs. I think since we're all starting at level 1, hey, we're all gonna have different tiers and levels of that. You may not have any bonus actions yet. As you level up, you might. And then movement. Movement's always important. We're not playing with an actual physical map yet or anything like that. Maybe for bigger battles we will. But if you want to get away from something or close to something, it's always good to kind of communicate where you are spatially for me to know. Okay.
Who's the closest out front? Like, since we're in a fairly narrow hallway, like who's in the front of the hallway? Who's in the back of the hallway?
Currently you guys are all in the church because y'all were just looking down at the altar that went. So you're all standing around equally within a circle, equal volcano rats coming at you in this sort of twister. So what would you like to do?
So I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration on Ikto.
Okay, you take a moment. You look to Ikto. What do you say to inspire him?
Yo, dude, you got to take out these rats.
Nice. So with a wink and a nod, you have a 1d6, I believe it is, that you can add to anything moving forward except damage to buff out your hits or your spells.
And then can I cast a spell in addition to that? That was my view. Yeah.
So I think Bardic Inspiration is your bonus action, and it's intrinsically in your who you are as a bard. So you have not yet cast a spell.
So I'm going to cast the spell Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I'm going to use that. Oh, wait, do I click the cast button? Yeah, I'll click the cast button.
Yeah, hit the cast button.
And then I'm going to try to communicate with these rats and just yell, stop, we're friends.
Okay, I want you to roll a persuasion check. Actually, no, animal handling check. Let's make this animal handling.
Okay. 12 plus 1, so 13.
So there's a lot of ones to communicate with here. However, on the first wave of rats that come out, you're shouting, no, we're friends, upon which you hear in unison in one voice with 100 rats, they're friends, as they all like kind of cascade out like in this wave of rats. And the first swarm that came out after you seems to be communicating the friendship space with you. Jarfield, you have a song, you have 100 rats at your disposal right now who are all subdued, but there are way more coming that haven't been yet. So that worked and was successful on that first wave of rats.
And then can I command them on my next round?
You may. You're holding on to this right now, but right now they're all looking at you and you're all looking at them, and there's a channel and you can speak with them, upon which the leader of the rat, Radio, steps forward and looks to you and just solemnly nods and takes a knee and just like looks up to you willingly. There you go. So you got a group of rat friends right now, Jarfield. Next up, because you've subdued that round,
I've got movement. Or I've got a movement.
You have movement as well, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stand behind Chante.
So you go to Chante and you're like standing right behind him. You're just like, I want to be out of the way.
I'm very weak.
Sounds good. It's Eucalyptus's turn then. Eucalyptus, what would you like to do? This next swarm of rats are right up there. They're almost like bubbling up, and they're right about a foot high, right in the hole.
Well, I have unarmed strikes, a bludgeoning, or 2 weapon fighting.
Well, I would say underneath your actions, there should be a section that says attack. Have you not equipped any of your weaponry yet? So what you want to do, this is so interesting because sometimes people don't know this in D&D Band because we're using it. You want to go to a little tab that says equipment, and then you want to click on all the equipment you have to enable it, so that way you can fight with it.
Oh.
We're still learning, you guys. Thanks for being patient with us. Yeah, so you should have
a lot of things.
Yes, exactly. So you should be able to do and use any of that stuff if you'd like.
Crossbow?
Yeah, if you would like to use your crossbow, you can also have your long sword. You got your javelin. It looks like you got a lot.
Okay, what is best? I just figured.
Ooh, well, in this case, because you're close to them, you might want to use like a long sword, or a javelin has range too, but your long sword will cut them hard.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get out this long sword. Can you describe to me what it looks like as you're about to bring it out?
Well, it's very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gleaming silver because I always keep mine clean, not like the other jokers. And it's very big.
Hey.
And it's got handle, the thing on the handle, so I can really grip it.
Like the hilt, like the beautiful wrapped leather hilt sort of thing?
Yeah, it's wrapped with leather.
Beautiful. So you take out this gorgeous, shining silver sword. The light kind of dings, and as you go up and you slice down, I want you to roll to hit. So that will be a d20 roll plus, it looks like that little plus bonus, which is plus 4. So roll a d20 and add 4.
18.
18 to hit. That is very good. You're going to hit the rats. So roll damage.
Oh, wait, 18 plus 4. Sorry.
22.
22, yeah.
22 to hit. That's amazing. So yeah, these rats are not that hard to get, and you're going to slice down on them. Can I have you roll for damage? That's going to be that die 1d8 plus 2.
Wait, 1d8?
Yeah, so 1d8. If you click on that little damage section, it might roll it for you if you need it.
I got it.
Yeah.
So it's only a 4.
A 4. Not too bad, though, considering what these creatures are. You slice down.
Wait, 6. Sorry, I keep doing that.
Oh, no, it's fine. We're learning. We're learning. That's
6.
great. Minus, so you go down with this beautiful sword, well, kind of flipping it up, getting ready to get it a little dirty, unfortunately, and you start to slice down. You skewer 6 rats directly on that beautiful stick of yours as you bring it back up, and you're looking at this beautiful silver, now just full of rats, as you kind of get it off and have to fan it out for a second. Do you have any bonus action you would like to do? You have something called 2-weapon fighting. So if you had, so right now you don't have, you were using the martial weapon. So if you wanted to, because you didn't have to use it, and you're versatile, which means you're left and right-handed with your longsword, you could technically take out your javelin and do a second attack.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Skewer more of them. So can I have you roll your d20 again and add that plus 4?
D20, not D8.
Nope, d20 plus 4 to hit them, because first you got to get that javelin on them.
Right. Oh, I got 20. 24.
Did you roll a natural 20?
I rolled a natural 20.
A fat natural.
Oh, so you just skewered 200 rats on your show.
when you do a fat natural in combat, you double your damage. So I want you to roll that damage for me, and then I want you to double it. You don't double the plus 2, but you double the initial die roll. So whatever's on the dice.
The D8, right? Yes.
The javelin's a little less. It's a 1d6, a regular die.
Oh, okay. All right. I got a 6.
Times 2, that's 12.
12 plus 2, right?
14.
Wow.
You just did 20 points
Wouldn't it
of
be
damage
16?
in total.
Wouldn't it be 6 plus 2 times 2?
6.
Times 2.
Because the double damage.
The double damage, you don't do the plus 2. Plus 2.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Exactly.
I'm really curious to see, either you did a lot of damage to a bunch of rats, or you did a ton of damage to one rat.
You
Slice the
seriously
pit.
almost cleared house with this one swarm in like one fell swoop. You essentially go in with your javelin, you're like, slice, and you're just going, and then you lift it up, and you have like 30 rats on your javelin.
For someone with no initiative, I would say I've got negative initiative, but
That is very impressive. Needless to say, there's still a little bit of rats left with this initial group of rats,
Can we just walk over these guys? Can we just step on them? Like
You can do whatever you want, but the weapons do help cut them down quicker. As this next little tiny bubbling wave, Jarfield, you only understand because you're the only one who can't speak with animals. And you know that from the next initial wave, you can hear, "For my grandfather!" as like they're all going to go attacking Eucalyptus.
What?
Eucalyptus, what is your armor class? Your AC?
Where would I find that?
It
Right
should
next to your
be
initiative.
on your next to your initiative.
Oh, 16.
Okay, so successfully, some of these little rats have a vengeance with you right now. They're very upset that you hurt their grandfather, so they successfully get onto some of your ankles and are able to bite you as they begin to attack. So they successfully do. Oof, I'm so sorry. Actually, that doesn't count because you hurt so many of them. Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky.
I
So it's
also
only
have
6 points of damage. They do 6 points. So you want to make sure you take 6 points of piercing damage as they bite at your ankles and make you bleed.
Oh, I have damage.
Mm-hmm. So wherever your hit points are, you want to make sure you take down 6 of them for now. Not so.
Take down 6, so I'm at 4.
Yeah, if you only do you only have 10 hit points?
Wait, you told me. Yeah, that's how many I had on there. That has nothing to do with what I just did, or it does?
Exactly. So you're currently at level 1, which means your hit points are very
okay.
low. So
Yeah.
you have 10 hit points, then they just bit you for 6. That means you only got 4 hit points left. So you're not doing great.
The thing is that I can heal everybody at the end of this. So
Yeah. So maybe you use your like you always have 6 seconds to say something in a battle. So maybe you say something if you want. You have 6 seconds to react.
it's fine, guys. I'll heal everybody at the end of this. We'll be fine. Just do what you gotta do.
As she bleeds from the ankles profusely with that hit.
Hey,
Ikto.
Can I just shout? Wait,
Yeah,
which one of those rats that we killed was your grandfather?
The one on her ankle points and he looks up with tears in his eyes to one of the rats in the middle that's just a little grayer and has like a little beard.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't ask for this. Stayed in the rat hole.
Ikto, it's your turn.
Okay, am I allowed to start off with moving?
You may, yes. Yeah.
Can I move into the center of the swarm of rats, and then I want to cast Fey Presence. Once per short rest as an action, I can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube around me to become charmed or frightened by me until the end of my next turn.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So yes, you may step in the center. You're casting, what is this called again?
Fey Presence.
None of us said this earlier, by the way.
Hey, it wasn't my turn.
Okay, so I need everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw. 10 foot. I think everybody except Jarfield has to roll a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Literally
Wait, including
everyone.
me?
No, you get to make a
Okay.
choice right now if people are going to be charmed or frightened by you. Quite literally everyone around you.
Mm-hmm.
Eucalyptus, because you're half elf, you have advantage on this. So you get to roll 2 d20s and take the higher of the 2. Because this is a charm, it's a fey situation, and you're part fey.
Okay, I got 14 plus my wisdom.
Yes,
Right.
it's a wisdom save, which your
7.
wisdom saves are going to be in a different section, just so you know.
Wisdom saves. Oh yeah, that's what I'm using.
Great.
Okay, so 3 plus 3, 17.
Nice. I think that might make it against Ikto's spell save. So Ikto, there's a number that we should have to hit.
15, I think. It says DC 15.
15. So if you hit 15 or above, you're fine.
I have a 10.
So P, you're in trouble. Chante, how are you doing?
I rolled a 10, but I have plus 6 wisdom, so 16.
Makes it. So Ikto, you notice that you enchant all of that initial round of rats on Eucalyptus's feet. You got all of them completely enchanted. There's another round coming up that you haven't been able to access now. You can just hear them because 10 feet is not enough because they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
But you got one round of them and you got P. So both of them are wrapped up in you right now. What do you do? Do you choose to charm or frighten? And
I'm going to frighten them. Yeah, I want to terrify the shit out of these little rats.
Dear P, I am sorry to inform you. At this moment, these rats all around Eucalyptus, they let go of her and you can feel them like unlatch on your feet and there's like some relief as they all start to scurry away. And Jarfield, you can hear them in fear shout, I don't want to end up like my grandfather anyway. I never wanted to be like him. He was a shithead. And you can just like hear it happen as like they're all starting to run away. P, there's a moment that you looked at Ikto and he is creating this moment. Like you look at him and he looks horrifying. You never noticed how scary Ikto actually is. Like not just in his choices and kind of bold decision making, but there's also something about him that's unsettling. And you haven't seen it till this moment, and you are frightened of him. Just so you know, there's an actual thing on your character sheet, because it's awesome, called Frightened, and you might want to make that active or read what that is. So you're going to have disadvantage, P, on any ability checks or attack rolls while you can still see Ikto.
I have an A against being frightened. Does that count or no?
You have a what?
A against being frightened.
Oh my God, what is that? Wait, hold on. Yes, hold on. P, give me the deets.
It says A against being frightened.
Advantage. You need to roll another D20. You might be able to break this.
God. Terrible. 15. It's 14. Never mind.
Okay, but you have a bonus of that save. Don't forget from the initial roll. So what did you roll and then add that wisdom save bonus?
Oh, I rolled the 10 before. I rolled the 14 this time.
So you need to beat it and you didn't beat it.
Oh, do you not have any additional wisdom?
I have minus wisdom.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a moment, P, that you think you're able to defeat this because fear is not something that you know well because you're badass. But there's a beat that you looked at Ikto and you just realize there's something beyond, something uncomfortable about him. Like you've seen a lot of things, but you don't know if you've ever seen anything that like Ikto is. And you swear for a moment, you feel like a kind of like a chill go down your back, and you don't want to be near him. Like this battle sucks, but the one thing you don't want to have to do is look at him. Like you'd rather dive behind the altar and not have to deal with him right now. You're just afraid. So, that being said, Ikto, you successfully scare off all of those other rats that just dive for it or go
Is it
into
possible
holes.
for me to see if any run back from is it possible for me to see where they run to see which way we should end up going?
The rats that are currently bursting up all run into like corners of the chapel, into like little holes nearby. They kind of scurry away and just flee.
Got it.
Actually, as they are fleeing, Eucalyptus, this is where you can have that reaction. You can go and try to slice at them as they're running away. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So can I have you roll to hit? I'm assuming you're using the longsword because you have the strongest one. You can only hit usually on a reaction with one weapon in your hand. So, because you're just kind of reacting. You're like, slice.
That's D6. No.
So, what did you roll?
Is that D6 or D4?
Oh, no. Most rolls to hit things are D20s. So you just roll a D20, you add that +4.
I got a natural 20.
That's 3 fat gnats.
Oh my God.
I think you need to give some of them to P, because
I bet next time I'll get nothing but ones.
He has been given the short end
I've rolled
of the stick.
several ones so far, so it goes other ways.
I rolled a 5 one.
So with that, you don't even need to, like, they had so few hit points left. No matter how much you roll right now, you're gonna vanquish them. So can you tell me how you handle this with a flair of perfection?
Yeah, I do a little jump. Well, no, they're on the ground. So I do a little crouch and I kind of swing all the way around and just get them from all sides.
So you do like a Link from Legend of Zelda where you just charge up and spin?
I just charge and spin.
Yeah.
Yes. It's beautiful because it's right as Ikto had cast that spell, and then like you can just like, yeah! It's like all around in one circle. You're able to kind of do this epic swirl, and you're just like, like breathing as like rats go flying everywhere. You look pretty badass.
Disgusting.
I just want to comment that you stabbed a bunch of fleeing rats in the back.
Hey, they were only going to be scared for a turn, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Like I don't ever respond either way. Just pointing things out.
Yeah. Okay.
Great, Ikto. That is your movement and your turn, I believe, because that was a spell. So moving down the line, P, you have to, because you're frightened on your turn, you have to move away from everybody. So because you're scared, would you like to go behind a pew or the altar to not have to look at Ikto?
Oh, so jumping into the rat hole is not an option.
You can also jump into the rat hole if you would like. All right, so you're scared, you take a beat, you're like, oh, so you jump into the rat hole and you're there. Coming before you, you can see not too far away. Thankfully, you don't have to look at Ikto right now, and you feel like, oh, you can shake it off and fight normally. And so there's a beat, and you see all of these rats, like, just like coming at you. Full, like, this tunnel is no more than 5 feet high and about maybe 5 feet, 4.5 feet wide. It's very narrow, but it's like a wall of rats. And you ready? Your action, what do you want to do?
All right. I'm gonna use my dagger and my short sword. I have 2-weapon fighting.
Yes. So you fight with 2 weapons. So you can
like,
hold in one hand and one in the other.
Yes. And I would like to slash at them with my dagger and my short sword.
Let's do it. Roll to hit. Roll for that damage.
So I rolled a 13.
Okay, to hit. Let me look at their. Oh, you've successfully hit them. So roll for that damage.
I have a +4 on it.
You do, and I'm double checking. I know you have special abilities as well. So I think you have you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target's within 5 feet. So unfortunately, you don't get to do sneak attack because none of your other friends are nearby you. But you can at least hit them. So roll for that damage.
20! Natural 20!
Natural 20?
Naturals.
Wow. Yeah.
We just got fat natties.
Fat natties at the wazoo. So roll for that damage and then double that initial damage, and then you can explain to me how you like massacre essentially these poor rats.
All right, so I'm rolling again. I got a 3.
Okay, so you initial damage was 3. You want to multiply that by 2, so that's 6. And then do you have a bonus plus something next to the die? It looks like a +2.
Next to the die?
Next to the 1d6 on damage section of your dagger or your short sword, whatever you're using to
I've
hit.
got a +4 next to my dagger.
Okay, so it would be 3 times. You said you rolled a 3, right?
Yes.
So 3 times. So you would get 6 plus 2 makes it 8. Nice. And then you have a second weapon, and you get to hit again. So roll a d20 and roll to hit again.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a natural 1? And it... Okay, hold on 1 second. This is about to get good.
That's 20 and a natural 1?
Okay.
Oh.
P, explain to me what this natural 20 looks like, and then I'll tell you what happens with the 1. So...
Well, the rats are coming, and they're all around me, and I'm just stabbing up and down. Like, just as they get to me, I am just shanking rats and rifling.
Yes, you're doing, like, you're slicing them up, you're slicing and dicing, but then suddenly, like when you go to, like, hit them again, you're just, like flashes of what happened a few minutes ago of the children being all surrounded you, like, jumping on you, tugging at your hair, everything just fit, like, you freeze as you let the wave of rats take over you as you fall back on your back, and you just, like, you're completely, like, covered in rats.
Oh, you poor thing.
Poor P, that is your turn, unfortunately, with that. Chante, what would you like to do?
I want to help her. Can we help her?
Do we know what's going on?
On your turn, you can. You don't know what's going on unless P has something to say in that moment, as she's about to be, like, essentially drowning in rats. Do you have anything to say before the drown rat situation?
Yeah. Why can't we do something that doesn't involve rats or children?
It kind of sounds like
I kind of feel responsible for that.
Yeah, you are.
Kind of. Actually,
You're
no, I'm good. Yeah. No.
I feel like you're responsible for anything that has to do with rats, personally.
Yo, rats, why you still fighting us?
You can say that on your turn. You definitely know, like, the rats before you are all kneeling and shaking their head, like, we don't know why Sir John is leading this. They are good, noble people. And you can just, like, kind of hear this talking happening in front of you.
I need to look at him, and when I say that, I want to give the tiny rat dap.
Like a little, little rat fist bump.
Like, yeah, we're good.
But Chante, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I thorn whip all the way down to grapple onto P.
Oh, okay, great. Roll to hit then. You're gonna unfortunately have to do a little bit of damage to P, but you're trying to get her out of this situation.
And that's an 8, right?
That's a D20. So you roll D20 to hit, and then you add that bonus.
Oh, you're gonna get messed up. I'm so sorry. It was a 1! But then a 6. So 7.
But if it's a natural 1 on any attack, unfortunately,
Oh,
it
no, I failed.
validates.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's a crit fail. So explain to me how this thorn whip. You know what, Chante? You know what I'm gonna say? You go out to crack this thorn whip, like to get it on P, but instead I'll give you an option. Are you accidentally retracting it too much, or are you shooting it too far forward in this moment?
I'm shooting it way far.
You overshoot so hard that your thorn whip grabs onto something and then pulls you straight into the swarm of rats, and you
Not
grapple.
again.
Yeah, you're like just like holding on as you're getting knocked up. Unfortunately, as you're flying through this, you take your own damage a little bit. I'm gonna roll, and you take 4 points of piercing damage from your own thorn whip on your wrist as you're getting dragged forward.
Okay. And then just bring it down 4.
Yes, you bring it down to 4. Do you have any bonus action you'd like to do?
Yeah. I have 2 fighting weapon, so I take my axe and I peel it against the wall.
Unfortunately, this is a good thing to know. With 2 fighting weapon, you have to choose a weapon move at the top.
Oh,
it has to be weapon based. Unfortunately, in this case, it sounds like you might just be flying through the stream of rats.
Cool. Been there.
But these rats have an agenda, and they're torn because there are 2 people in them right now, and they don't like it. But I think most distinctly, they're angry with P because P hurt them. So all these rats all around you, P, you're just kind of like, take me, rats, as they go in and they start to bite you. What is your armor class?
13.
They successfully hit with a exactly 13 roll as they begin to bite at you and gnaw at you, at your toes and your arms and your legs and your chest, eating you up. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. That is 9 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Yep. So the rats begin to bite and gnaw at you, P, as you allow them to take you over. As just slowly they're beginning to essentially eat you alive.
What?
Is she dead or unconscious?
So unconscious. So what happens? How many hit points did you have?
7.
Mm-hmm. They knocked you down to 0, so you're unconscious. They are eating you. It feels like death. There's a couple more things that need to happen before it's actual death. But you're not looking good, and you can't do anything about it. You're just like getting eaten. And poor Chante, you can see P, like as you're getting pulled through these rats, just like essentially being taken over by the rats. Do you have a whispering word goodbye as you become unconscious to Chante, P?
Why?
Okay, I feel very responsible at this point.
So right now you can see P is knocked out, but you know that if there's somebody here who can help get her back to life or have some sort of medicine or whatever, it'll be okay. But right now there is a battle, unfortunately. Poor P. So we're at the top to Jarfield. What are you going to do, Jarfield?
Okay, so would talking to the mice or talking to the rats would be a regular action?
Yeah, so you would have to like walk over to the next sect of rats and talk to them and make a speech to them.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action spell Healing Word on P.
Nice. In order to do that, you have to see her, though. So I believe you have to have a creature within sight. Do you kind of like walk over to the top of the altar and walk down a little bit?
Yeah.
Where she is knocked down and
Yeah,
in the swarm
movement.
of
Yeah,
rats.
movement. I walk down and I kind of.
All right,
yeah.
kind of walk down and you whisper a healing word to her. What do you say to knock her back?
I say, "Yo, wake up!"
And you feel a surge of healing happen to you. Can you roll for the healing, Jarfield, please?
Is it what type of dice is it?
I believe it's a 1d4. You it depends on the spell and what you're casting at. We're all at level 1. So if
Okay,
you go to
so
the
great.
spell, and you have a bonus on that too. At least you should. It is your spell casting addition.
1d4 plus 3. So
Yes.
rolling. Got a 2 plus 3, so 5.
So P, suddenly you feel 5 points of this healing, like, yo, wake up, as you can, like, your body starts to kind of heal itself and the gaps in your body start to kind of fill in themselves and the blood stops kind of gushing and you take a beat and you're feeling a little bit better.
And then, so I've used my movement, I used my bonus action, and then for regular action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell the all of the rats that are now my friends, hey, little help! Can you guys take out those other rats? That would be really cool. We're friends. I promise we feel bad about the grandfather rat. You just really help us out a lot if you took out these other rats that are attacking us.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Come on. That's 11 plus 5, so 16.
The rats that are nearby you, they hear you and they kind of like nod in unison and they say, "How dare Sir John do this to us and our people? Ah, huzzah, huzzah, huzzah! We must attack, 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 attack!" And so like all the other rats like go back down like, "With vengeance!" And you can just like see them start to go into the hole and start to like attack at the other rats. So I'll roll.
Thank you.
You are welcome. On their turn, which is actually right after yours, they will attack the other rats now. So passing on to their turn, it's their turn. They are attacking the other rats. It's rats against rats right now, and it's a real rat battle. Rat battle. As these rats begin to attack the other swarm, you can see that there's a bit of a fight. Chante, you really are getting at it. Like each of these rats, the reason why they're hurting so much, it's probably because they have like tiny little swords with them that are in the shape of like tiny little like sort of like whittled sticks. And you're like, oh wow, these rats are really, really have been stuck underground for a while and have been really going through like rat battles as they're starting to fight one another. That is their turn. Unfortunately, the rats that you sent down when I rolled for them didn't quite attack at the strength they needed. So you can see they're not doing a great job and they're losing. Poor rats. Eucalyptus, Eucalyptus, it's your turn.
Okay. So are the other rats coming up? Or?
No, they're kind of all in a battle right now, about 5 feet down and in, where you can see P and Chante and Jarfield are.
Okay. Well, and everybody's hurt?
I think right now only P and you are a little bit hurt.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Well, can we get past them then? If they're fighting?
No, it looks like they're kind of, there's like a big battle going on. If you have certain things you want to do, you could lay on hands. I know that you could also wait. You could hold your action to see if things come up and try to attack you. You can say, I want to wait to hit them until they attack me. You're welcome to do that too.
Or I could lay on hands, but I don't know who that would help.
You could do it to yourself if you need to. If you want to like hold on and surge up and heal yourself a little bit, you're welcome to do that.
So that when they attack, okay, if I lay on hands, it's only one person?
Yeah, you can do it to yourself and you can choose how much. So you have a very finite pool. So you can say, I want to surge myself up like all of it or just a few points, but it's up to you and how you want to use it.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll surge myself up 3.
Okay, so you grab each side of your arms and you kind of channel your energy and you pull from the well that you have power from, and you can feel yourself healing. It takes focus and energy, but you feel a little bit better. So you heal up 3 hit points as you're sort of taking care of yourself. Okay. Self-love. Moving down the road. Ikto, it is now your turn.
All right. I want to run down and pull P out of there.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. Also, now my Fey presence has expired at this point because it's till the end of this turn. So it's still kind of going on, but I want to go and drag P out of there.
Okay, yeah, you go down as he like finally feels some relief and like a little less scared, and then you just see like Ikto and you're just like, no, like you're just like horrified he's gonna hurt you. And Ikto like essentially like as he touches your skin, it's like cold and icy and it shoots nightmares into your arms. Like that's the feeling. As Ikto, as you try to pull her out, can I have you make a strength check, please?
Yes. I rolled a 10 plus 0.
So yeah, you're kind of, she's much stronger than you think. Like she is thick. Like she's got muscles, and she wasn't joking. And so you try to pull her, but it's like pulling a bunch of rocks, like really heavy rocks forward because she's so thick, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it hurts. So you get her maybe 2 feet in the direction that you want, but not much.
Okay.
And that's unfortunately your whole turn because it requires that to move people. P, it's your turn. What do you, unfortunately, because you're still frightened, you have to try to run away from Ikto. So the moment he's dragging you, you like burst out of his arms and run forward.
But now Fey Presence is over.
Oh, it just ended right on that turn.
Yeah.
Right at the end of your turn.
At the end of that turn.
All right. So P, you tell me what this feels like then, because it's up to you and your action and what you would like to do.
I feel very tired, and I really want to hit Ikto, but it's not the time at all. I'm very aware of this because there's rats everywhere. And so I rest for a second. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Do you want to take out your weapons and at least slice at the rats around you? You're welcome to do that if you want.
Yeah, you know what? I'll slice at some rats, but it's definitely not with the same heart as I was earlier.
All right, I'll have you roll a d20, please.
I'm gonna shout, only hit the bad rats, not my friends.
I don't care anymore.
Doesn't know about you.
I rolled a 12.
A 12. Okay, that will hit them. You get to roll for damage, and you get to add that extra sneak attack. Because this time you do have friends within action, and you can kind of hide and just kind of keep low and sadly slice at them.
So, 13, and then plus 4 for my dagger. It doesn't say anything next to sneak attack.
Oh, it should say you get to roll an extra 1d6 damage.
Oh, okay.
So you successfully hit, so you want to roll a 1d4 plus 2 and then roll 6.
Oh, 1d4 plus 2, got it.
Because you're using your little dagger.
So... 3 plus... 1.
So a total of 4.
Yes.
All right, yeah, your heart's just not in it as much, P. As you just kind of sadly are slicing around, and you don't.
More. Help her.
But you do have 2-weapon fighting. Do you still want to try to do a second attack with your short sword as you're sadly stabbing, or are you just giving up on your bonus action?
No, I'll yank out my short sword.
All right. Then you yank out your short sword, roll to hit again. See if you can stab him with that d20 plus 4.
$20!
Wow.
Okay, so tell me what this feels like then, because now you're doing it again. Are you getting your groove back? What's going on?
Ikto's still I'm still being held by my lift up, and I've been just kind of slicing, and then I take up my short sword and I just slice one rat entirely in half, and it splits over us. And I just feel a little bit better now, like I did something, and I'm just slicing, hacking rats just directly in half as they roll me. They just all get cut in half.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're at a baseball thing and the balls are being shot at you and you're just as they're coming forward.
Hey, you're fruit ninja. Yeah,
Fruit ninja.
yeah, it's rat ninja.
Can I have you roll that 1d6 and then multiply the d6 by 2 because you get double damage for 20s, and then you add that plus 2 at the end.
All right, so 5 times 2.
Oh.
10.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, 12.
That's exactly how much hit points they had left. So tell me how you finish off these rats. P.
The very last of the rats come, and I'm seeing them, and I get my big sword, and they all come at once, and I slice off only their heads, and I say, finally, and then it's over. And all the little bodies fall, all the little heads fall, and I put away my sword, and I say, this sucked.
Yes, I'll take a breath.
Say, your classic catchphrase, this sucked.
It sucked.
You take a moment, you all breathe, just like with the rat battle, literally around you. Jarfield, unfortunately, casualties amok. No rat left. This is what war does to the rats, unfortunately now they're all destroyed. As you take a beat and you look around at the very small but sad events that had occurred around you, both trying to handle the pain that they caused, literally physically, on some of your friends. And you just swear you hear in the distance, down the hallway that you guys have now cleared, which was full of these swarmed rats, a very quiet, faint voice that says, "This way." And we'll end this session here.
Wait, before we end the session, can I pick up the hero rat and then say to him, "I'll miss you, little buddy," and then bite his head off?
Yep, that's like the end tag. Like, the credits have rolled. You just get that little section. You guys are amazing. We did it. We ran our first battle. How did that feel?
Yay.
We barely beat some rats.
We
Yes.
lost.
Yeah.
I mean, the stats were more than I expected.
I know. Isn't that crazy? And that's the beautiful thing, is that you learn how you truly are not, but it's exciting because the more we play, the stronger you'll get.
I feel
So,
bad
yeah.
because I probably could have killed P with Thorn Whip.
I
Like,
would.
it's a +6.
I was a little bit worried on both ends of, one, you just whipping out the whip and then just letting go of it and just throwing the whip at the rats, or two, I was standing right behind you and me getting hit in the eye with a whip. I'm glad neither of those things happened.
Don't give me ideas. I'm just kidding. But,
She had such a heroic, she went from so far down to being the one that saved the day.
Yeah. That's a good
Well,
comeback.
Yeah, your hero's journey was good.
That hero's journey was great.
there's some good 20s and some intense ones in that. Like, now multiply that by like 1 million, because like these stories just go there. Like, you got to be ready for them high highs and them low lows. It's great. Thanks so much for watching and for being a part of this. Thank you for playing, you guys. With that, we are NDND. We are out. I got to come up with a cooler.
A cool out.
Bye.
We're ND and out.
Hey, One.
Yeah, we're decolonizing D&D.
Oh, the alliteration.
Yeah, it's D&D.